Okay, let's see if we get to... I'm actually watching the stream right now. Okay. Okay, Echo's gone. We're good. We're good to go. Okay, so he's in World 1, and the very first thing he wants to get is the bombs. There's 3 bombs he can get in World 1. It's actually... it saves quite a bit of time if he gets those 3 bombs, and you're probably wondering why he's invulnerable. And the reason is because whenever you start a stage, you get invulnerability for 10 seconds, and you chain your bombs. So you try to leave those 10 seconds, like, you try to finish the stage within those 10 seconds, and you're pretty much golden. But there are some upgrades you really need for this run. It's really not as easy as it looks for. So he got 2 in the first stage, and that actually changes up the route a little bit. So at this point, with this map set, he'll know every single map associated with this map set, except for World 6 sometimes changes. He has the, and if you see the flame drop, that's actually increases his explosive radius, which is pretty useful early on. And then in 1.5 he gets the detonator, which is a very important, probably the most important item you want to get. And now what you do is you can explode bombs at will, so you don't have to wait for them. And then in 1.6 he can choose to either get the walk through walls, which saves time later on. If he doesn't get it, it's not the end of the run by any means, but it's on that the tank drops it. And then in 1.7 he can get there's a bomb upgrade and there's a skates upgrade. The skates upgrade, he already got 1 of them, but they stack, and they're basically movement speed increase. So he wants to get all 5 by the time he gets to the later worlds, so it's obviously movement speed is valued. And there's really... in World 1, the only really RNG parts is 1.6, and yeah, the boss is laughable, as you guys will soon see. This is the only boss you can one-cycle. Because the drops themselves are not random. At least the ones we need for the run. As long as the map set doesn't change. If you die or take too long on some of the stages, the map set will change, so obviously for a speedrun that's no good. World 1 boss is pretty much what it is. And then World 2 actually probably has the most RNG, the teacups and the coins. Teacups and the coins are like the worst enemies in this game. Oh man. In 2.2 he can either decide to get the walkthrough bombs upgrade, or he can choose to get the kick bomb. I don't think he got the kick bomb earlier, so he got that. The kick bomb's a little bit faster, but you can still get the you can still go walk through walls, it's not too much slower. And there's if you somehow die or something, there's a detonator in 2.3. Mainly you want to, like, the route, the fastest route now that we do is that you want to get all 4 bombs by the end of World 4, but you try to get most of them in World 1 now. And you try to get a lot of flame early on, even though it looks like the flame radius doesn't save that much time. Even having 1 extra one does save quite a bit of time as well. In the 2.4, there's really no upgrades. 2.5, 2.6, you can get the punch glove, which is needed for only for the final boss. That's the only time you use it. 2.7 is just yeah, it's a pretty bad stage sometimes. And then what he's gonna do for the boss is he's gonna use up his invuln frames, but he's not gonna be able to one-cycle this boss, so he's gonna keep laying bombs afterwards. You can basically stun lock this boss coming up, this giant clown guy. Yeah. The scary clown. Clown with the scary face. It gives you the eyebrows at the beginning too, that's really cool. And then we got... yeah, so he had a pretty good World 2 there, actually. It's some unfortunate RNG, but he played it pretty well. World 2 is infamous for run-ending parts, because you can get trolled really easily by some of the enemy movements. Yeah. So if you guys are afraid of clowns, yeah, there's that. And then World 3, the first thing he wants to get in 3-1 is the fire bomb, and what that does is it lets your explosion goes through the breakable walls. And 3-2 he doesn't need anything, but 3-3 is another, probably the second most important item in the run, is the golden flame. What the golden flame does is that it your flame radius basically goes across the room. So between detonator and gold flame, you're pretty much set to do most of the run. And yeah, that point onwards, like 3-4 and 4-5 and a few other stages are still fairly execution based, but the rest of it will go pretty fast at that point until you get to World 5. It gets progressively easier, and then until you hit World 5. World 5 is easily, arguably the hardest. And like, keep in mind, if he dies once, like some parts he'll lose in Vuln, because the stage will last longer than Tekken's. If he dies once, he loses pretty much all his upgrades, and the map set changes. And you're basically screwed in like a marathon run if that happens with this game. Because there's like, it just takes way too long to recover. Yeah, even though it looks like you got 10 seconds of invuln and it looks easy, it's like some parts are pretty hard even with that. Or I should say it's pretty unforgiving if you die once. At this point he should, I believe he has all the upgrades at this point. He needs the 4th bomb. He needs 4 layable bombs by the time he hits World 5. And that's for a trap he'll set up on World 5. But yeah, World 4 is pretty straightforward. It's probably the easiest world. And the World 3 boss is kind of RNG, but he won't waste too much time. You just need to be careful with him, and that's the biggest thing with him. Oh, we got a stream frozen here? Uh-oh. He blew up the stream. And we got audio, so hopefully they're on that. Give them a second, guys. I blame RPG because his internet's really bad. A pretty good boss kill. Oh, then 4-1 of all things. 4-1, if you, also I didn't mention, if you explode the exit, then more enemies will come out, and that will really wreck things for you. It'll just waste a bunch of time. But he recovered that pretty easily in 4-1. And the bomb enemies themselves can also hit the exit, and they can spawn more enemies, which just makes it into a really bad situation sometimes. But overall, he's playing pretty well. And then the Great Chopper enemies, they have, I believe, 5 health, and they do take a while to kill. So you gotta, especially in 4-5 that you just did, there's a very specific movement set you can do. There's several ways to do that stage. And then if he's really short on bombs, like I said, he needs to have 4 layable bombs by the end of World 4. If he's short on bombs, he can get one in 4-7, if he really hasn't got them by now. And then the 4-8 is the boss, where you... this boss works a little differently because you have to bump him into the electric wall. That's the only way to damage him. And since you have Gold Flame, you automatically shoot him across the screen instead of having to keep hitting him to get him there. And there's quite a bit of lag associated with that boss too. So you kind of have to know in your head when you're going to come out of invulnerability. And then when he goes into World 5, he's gonna do the trap, and it's very, very important that if you notice they're gonna come up, and these bomber guys are gonna come up. You want them all to be facing up after you kill the first one, after you get the trap, because that'll make the boss a lot easier that way. If he can get past World 5, he pretty much has this front and the back. So he has them all facing up, as we see. And basically what you're going to do is you're obviously going to just trap them and relay your bombs every time you hit them. But the green bomber guy to the boss, you'll have to hit them more than once. So he's got to be very careful with his positioning. And the boss is the gold bomber guy, gold bomberman. I don't even know what to call him here. He has 5 hits, and he's probably the hardest part of the entire run, in my opinion, because you have to essentially stun lock him. I'm not even sure where I am on the commentary, if I'm ahead or behind, because I don't know. Yeah, it's right after the purple bomber guy. It's be the gold one. And like, if you make one movement mistake on the gold bomber guy, he'll basically, what he'll do is he'll get out of your way, and it's really, really hard to catch him up to him. Commentary's a bit ahead. Okay, I'll kind of slow down a bit. Going
Which
too damn
stream are
fast.
you watching? Are you watching the one that says commentary?
No, that crashed on me.
Well, that's why. Hold on, let me see if I can get you fixed up there.
Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we had some technical mishaps, so I'll try to get back on the track. Let's see. So we're at World 6 now? Okay, and pretty much since he finished World 5, it looks like he got a good World 6 map set. Depending on how fast you do World 5 is what World 6 map set you get, and there's one that's pretty bad, but he got the good one. Okay, yeah, I think we're good now. And this is kind of where where you really, really have to know a few maps. There's not as many map sets for World 6. And you usually get this same one a lot. Even though this one's a little bit slower to get, there's it's pretty consistent. Especially the 6-4 is the important one to do, to get a good map set on. That's the only time those night guys appear and they have lots of hits. Oh yeah, and you really don't need 1-ups. As you can see, there's quite a bit of resources. You get it just from score. You get to 9 lives easy. And then he's coming near the end of the game now. He's getting to the end. And the spider, he's going to fight 2 bosses. He's going to fight a spider and some other guy. The spider, if he moves, the spider moves, then you... Oh, go ahead. GG?
1523.
Oh, not bad. I was just explaining your spider boss as you said GG. If the spider moves, he's good. If he doesn't, then he's not good.
Yeah. I'll explain how bad my final boss.
Okay. Let's rewatch it real quickly. And then obviously you guys will see why you need the punch glove at the end.
You don't have any big heavy stable ones, do you?
That is indeed 1523.
Yep. Okay,
I'm
run. Decent for a marathon, and I got the map set first try.
Oh,
Didn't
there's
have to reset over that.
There's Fizzle for you. He's right there, dude.
Yeah, I knew he was. He actually had a Twitch account. It's actually real. Does exist.
Fizzle is indeed a super Bomberman god and just gets world record whenever he wants to. And we have to
Well, that
keep
must be
struggling
nice.
to get it.
That must be nice.
So we got a race of Super Bomberman 3 coming up.
Yes, we do.
And I'm pretty sure people are ready for that and pretty hyped.
Oh, yes,
And-
definitely.
Everyone gives a shout out to Crack Attack for commentary. I know it was a little off sync, I think. Things happen, so.
Say no to crack.
Indeed.
I
So
think
we
you
got
guys for having
Yaki,
me.
Beldex, Sarah Lepe, Marsupial, Augusta the Titan, and RPGodfather is going to be going to continue to hang out with us here. So it's
Yep.
going to be a hell of a race. Going to be a hell of a race. We're just
Yeah.
waiting for.
A lot of RNG is in Super Bomberman 3, so it can go any way. Like, depending on item, this one's more set. This Super Bomberman 3 is going to be random, so we'll see.
Right on. We'll definitely be looking forward to that. Any kind of cool tech we should look out for during the run?
If you get a blue Louie, it gives you punch bomb like right away, and so that would be really cool because you can punch over screen like from one side of the screen to the other and hit some of the switches early. And some people may be getting that and showing that off, but it's random if you get what color Louis you get in the first stage. So
Fair enough.
Not
We'll
everybody's
cross
gonna
our fingers. Right on. Just waiting for Fiesel to pull the runners on in, I believe. So,
We're gonna have to about 5 minutes worth of setup here for this next one.
5 minutes of setup. Goodness, sounds like a plenty of time to talk about more about Bomberman 3.
Oh man.
yeah, well, the final. So just like this run here, if I were to die at any point, I would have lost any of my power-ups. I don't know how well Crack Attacks explain that, but if I were to die at any point in that run, I lose remote control bombs, I lose the punch bomb, which you need for that final boss. So the final boss does in Super Bomberman 1 dish out a punch bomb, but it's random how long that'll. Sometimes you can be there for 2 minutes, sometimes 4 minutes. Like
It's like
waiting.
It's like 5 minutes to 5 seconds sometimes.
Yeah,
So
it's
pretty much instant reset.
Yeah, but in a
Well, obviously
in a
not
marathon
in a
run,
marathon,
it would be pretty torturous
pretty damn detrimental, right?
to have to wait for that punch bomb, which you absolutely need to hit the final boss. But so that was good that we got that in. You're gonna have in Super
That was the
Bomberman
first
3.
time I've ever watched a Super Bomberman run. And I was like blown away at the whole 10 seconds of invulnerability thing, just like chaining your bombs the entire time.
Yeah, so the
like,
difference
wow.
in Super Bomberman 3, you get about 1 second, maybe half a second of invulnerability. They decided, well, the game is broken.
Man, that is really cheating.
let's fix this a little bit. So you're not going to see. There is like a little bit you can spam for like 2 bombs or something, but it's not like you sit there and spam the whole.
That's a whole level for
Right.
some of them.
Right. No, that was just like, man, I never would have thought to have played Bomberman in that fashion. It's just like, hold on, let me just chain my bombs just across the whole map, whatever. Kill 6 or 7 enemies, find the exit,
Yeah.
So that is damn neat. That's the one thing I really love about speedrunning is just, seeing what kind of crazy things people do to exploit the hell out of the game.
Yeah, and last year I had a run of this, and that was before I did the map set, like fixed maps. So it was like 20 minutes, I think. So
You're
big
welcome.
improvement from meeting Crack Attack at AGDQ and having him teach me the strats of the map sets.
Very nice, very nice.
I did PB with this yesterday with 15
Oh, be my
runs.
time. Nice.
I was doing runs previously before the run, and I almost got a really, really good. I was like, I think 10 seconds ahead entering stage 4. The 1504 I had, and being only 13 seconds off world record, it was pretty
Solid, man,
intense.
solid.
But I didn't have enough bombs for the setup in the arena, so it was no good.
Oh, man. Oh, the thrills of needing pickups for beating a game, you know?
Yeah, I thought I picked up 4 bombs, and I'm like, well, 1 bomb short.
Well,
runs over. But yeah, Super Bomberman 3, in the same fashion, if you point, you lose all your upgrades, and it's a pretty big deal. There's hearts in Super Bomberman 3, so you have like you can't stack hearts, so you can't pick up like more than 1 heart. If you do, it just counts as the 1. So like there's a little bit of basically. Yeah, you get a free hit, and there's certain spots in the game where you can pick up more hearts. So there's a little bit of safety going on, but the final boss is a mess without any power-ups, in which if you die, you won't have any power-ups, and you just infinitely have to fight the final boss. So it can be tragic for some of these runs, including myself. Might have an issue here.
No, man. Oh, I will be interested to see how that plays out, to be honest.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting to see the time variances between the. This is going to be a cool. It's really cool. We have a race because you can see what happens if somebody.
Yeah, if somebody falls behind on the power up count or manages to not avoid certain death and whatnot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see the time split.
But one thing,
obviously, I'm hoping for everybody to stay like dead close and have a really, really exciting finish. But
it is a marathon. It doesn't happen very frequently in Super Bomberman 3 race.
Absolutely.
But all of the items are like set in each level, so they're in different blocks every time, so you don't know where they are, but you know that there are certain items in certain levels here. So
right on. It reminds me of my buddies and I have been running Link to the Past randomizer races with like different seeds for each player.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's oh man. One person gets locked behind no hammer or something like that, and it's all over.
This is a game that doesn't need a randomizer. It randomizes itself.
The de-randomizer.
Yeah. But yeah, the Link to the Past randomizers, they've really gone a long way. I think at one point you could soft lock because you needed an item to enter a dungeon, which had an item to enter that dungeon in the dungeon. So like you had some issues, but they all the bugs got fixed recently on the new.
Yeah, version 8 has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They finally added swords to the item pool and everything like that. So it's
yeah.
We've been my buddies and I have been doing all bosses, no major glitches. It's been a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's cool to see like some of the items early. In Escape, you'll have like boots, you'll be dashing to Escape or something, or like you'll pick up the cape early so you can get invincibility and whatnot, or like
you take out Aghanim like first thing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's a ton of fun, but we will not have that. We will not have the saving graces of keeping your items when you die in the upcoming race here. So.
Oh no, you die and lose them all. It depends on where you die. Some levels you can regain some of the items depending on where you die. Like you'll have to go a few levels or whatnot without it, and then it's you may not even find the items, or you may blow them up or on accident. So all kinds of stuff can happen.